Hello and welcome back, gamer. No, not gamer. You are not gamer. You are my kings. Hello and welcome back, kings, to Think Like a Champion. This is where I go into champion ranked, explain all my thoughts and plans out loud so you too can think like a champion R6 player. But today we're going into unranked because cheaters are really bad. I keep getting cheaters. I keep trying to record this video, keep getting cheaters. So we're gonna do it in unranked. It's gonna be chill because it's gonna show you, really break down and show you exactly how and why I do the things I do. So let's get into it. All right, boys, we're here on Nighthaven Labs. Who is good on Nighthaven Labs? Ace. Who is good on every map? Ace. Ace is honestly just like a bit of an insta-ban these days in champ ranked. Doesn't mean you have to ban him in your ranks, though. I would just recommend banning whoever people are really good with or whoever is the most annoying. Whatever is the most common thing is probably what you should get rid of. Ace in high ranked, it's just like let's get him out of here. I know they left Clash up. I could play Clash first round, or we could kind of save it, you know, we could pull it out later if we need. Try to keep it very basic. Try to figure out what the other team does, how our team plays. We really want to adapt to what is going on. We could do a basic Rafters hold, or we could just play like a mute and just kind of hold the general area. We could play underneath. We could really do anything this round. This is the round that matters the least, I would say, in terms of winning or losing. Matters the most in terms of understanding what's going on. You're going to get the most information this round from your team and from the other team. That way you can kind of fill the gaps of what your team is lacking. You can also counter what the other team is doing. So you can play into the other team's mistakes and the mistakes in their gameplay, but you also can learn how your team plays so that you can give them the best chance of succeeding, so that you have the best chance of winning. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to just be running around trying to shoot everyone, because that's an inconsistent strategy. And the second you play someone with as good of aim as you, or better, you're screwed, right? And you know, you could just do that. You could just work on your aim and crosshair placement and positioning. That's just not the way I prefer to play this game, because you know, I think there's a lot more to this game than just that. That's coming from a guy that used to play Call of Duty and nothing but. So I'm going to hold Rafters here, put up my Prismas, set up the observation blockers in front of it so they can't drone them out. Hopefully they shoot some of these Prismas. This kind of just stops them from taking Garage Rafters for free entirely off rip. But I also want to somehow block this. That way they don't see me from the breach once they get that open. And we'll do a rotate here. That way we can contest water and we can contest sight if they do take that. So we want
animation, but it's just too far.
I don't know what he's talking about. I gotta mute him. So basically, like, what we're doing here is we're holding Rafters, but if they don't take Rafters, we can still hold sight. So this is a power position in the sense that we can hold basically everything from Rafters, right? But we also have cover on every fight that we're taking just because of the way it's designed. So this is why you want to open this hole, because if you don't and you reinforce this off, you're effectively doing nothing in Rafters except for stopping them from taking Rafters. But if you open it, then you're doing a whole lot more. I'm going to just save this last Prism for later in the round. I don't know what I want to do with it yet. I might just, you know, let's put it in front of this window. I might pick it up, and then we'll just hold this door for now. I could check cams real quick just to see where they're at. You see there's nothing lobby side, so they are just going for that front wall. They're just taking their sweet, sweet time. We'll let them waste all their time. And we're going to play off these Prismas on this guy garage door. Get the trade. So he's trying to shoot the base of the Prisma, and while he's doing that, I'm aiming at his head. There we go. Set that up again. He's going to back off the angle. We're going to replace it with ourselves. He's going to come back in and get shot in the face. I'm not even going to replace it since it's a 4v2. No need to take that higher risk just in case he does shoot it again, or another player comes and peeks the door if it's a different guy. And all of a sudden, we have won the round. I give blow, giving a big blow to the enemy team with that 4K. Exactly what we needed. Nice. Love it. What did we learn? They are very, 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 very slow. Because they are so slow, we want to make them slow down even more. We don't want to run at them and play aggressive. We want to slow them down even more. So we want to play time stall ops. The more time we can stall on the other team, the longer it's going to take for them to gain that map control, take the site, and plant the bomb. So I'm going to play an operator like Clash or Echo or Maestro or anyone that we can play that just wastes time. And we can waste time early on with the Echoes. Let's do the Echo, since I've been really liking Echo lately. He's just such a good operator. If you guys watch my Element Quals, I played him so much in the Element Quals just because he is so effective at any rank, especially when you have players like this that just sit outside and wait and wait and wait. At the end of the day, the attackers have to plant the bomb. If we waste their time enough to the point where they don't get into the site and plant the bomb, we win. Or if they are in the site and they can't plant the bomb because they're getting echoed, they also can't win. So we can use the echoes to stall time early on by echoing them while they're outside, making them kind of worried about peaks, etc. Not give them those peaks. They don't get those kills. And then what happens when they walk into the site and try to plant? We have the Echo drones. We echo them, obviously, and they can't plant. They can't win. Grenade. So we're going to set up our Echoes on site. Probably just hide somewhere on site. Would be nice to get these hatches. I don't have a whole lot of time. Can you get the garage hatch, kid? I'm going to ask him to get the garage hatch. I'll try to get the cargo hatch if he does that. Just a quick ask is all it takes, guys. Just a nice little, hey, could you do this for me? Don't expect them to do it. Just ask, guys. A lot of people, I think, just expect, like, oh my god, my team doesn't get hatches. They don't do anything. It's like, have you ever tried just asking politely, asking nicely? That might help. Normally, you'd want some, like, footholds in this cargo wall as well, so you can kind of hold cargo from there. I don't know exactly where they're coming from yet, so I'm not going to put my Echoes down yet. I'm just worried more so they go direct, and I'm, like, driving my Echoes across the map, so I got to be careful kind of what I'm doing right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up one Echo here just to cover myself, so I know if they're opening this wall, I have the info for it, and then I'm going to take my other one off the bomb site and kind of switch between the two. We hear them going for the wall. I'm obviously going to move and kind of see where they're actually coming from. See, there's still nothing animus. This player in cargo. I'm just going to echo him and drive my cam away. Waste a little bit of time. This wall is still shut. At this point, I can kind of assume they're not going for this. They might still, but... Actually, they might since they have this wall open. There's one breach. I'm going to guess that they waste a lot of time. I'm just going to try to bait this guy to come here again. Waste more time. Thermite is dead, so I know I'm good now. Can move my drone to a better spot for the plant since that case is probably down there. I can keep stalling time on this cargo guy with my Echo drone now. I'm going to move into an even better spot now since I know they're not opening this wall. I'm just going to play my life here, try to stay alive, and then use the Echoes to stop plant. Like, these guys are going to bait for kills and push last second based on how slow they're playing. If I can keep my Echo cams up, got a really good chance to win the round here. They could push from cargo. Luckily, I have a cargo cam. So I can watch cargo from here, and then they can only come breach. So they can either have to push through this site to get to me, or they have to push through here. So as long as I just keep watching these Echoes, I should be able to stop the plant, waste some time. And then I might have to get aggressive here, just because there is two of them. You know, they can shoot the Echo cams. That is a possibility. I'm going to hope that they just keep wasting their own time sitting on this breach because they are so slow. I might get droned out here. They haven't droned me yet. He is going for that plant. I hear the other one on the breach. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to echo him, get into a better position. Echo him again. Echo the guy on the breach, and then swing off of that. Kill the planter, waste more time. I still have this Echo drone. I don't have any bursts, though.
Down to 15 seconds.
He is pushing me, so I have to hold this door. Full sprint, very easy kill. That's how you play Echo. He's a challenging operator. Like, Echo's not the most simple operator, but if you have all that info, you can just look the right direction, right? He's an info op at the end of the day, and he's even better when you have teammates to play off your drones. Like, if Goyo's on my team there, or he's my duo, or whatever, I'm like, hey, run up the cargo stairs, shoot this guy in the face. He's going to be looking around for my drone.
Hello, Silver.
Much easier time. Unranked is crazy, bro. You get some creatures in unranked. There's the Echo ban, which is perfect because now I can bring out the Clash. Now they don't have any bans left. And Clash is really, really good for slowing down time. So I actually prefer the Clash for wasting time because she literally physically stalls them and she is so difficult to kill. But because they have no bans left, if this match goes to overtime, let's say our team is garbage on attack, we end up going 3-3 OT, I still have the Clash on attack, making our defenses all the more easier. So we're going to go kitchen here. I do prefer storage overall at like the highest level. Really, at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. Like, both sites are fine. You can win both sites. Don't freak out over your site selection. That's one other tip that I would give is, like, a lot of people freak out if you don't have certain operators, you don't have the right site, yada, yada, yada. At the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. Just try your best to win with what you got and who you're working with. And really, if you work with your teammates, it doesn't matter what operators are playing. The better you work with your teammates, the more likelihood you are going to win. You know, if they're picking Rook, Doc, Vigil, or Mine, you have no traps, just bring Legion. Bring the one guy that can fill that gap, right? So this is what I mean when I'm telling you to, you know, play into what your team is doing at the same time. It looks like Cade is going out for that hatch, so I don't need to even worry about it. But what I want to do is really just slow them down, waste time, which means I'm going to rotate right to where they are, right? Because I'm on the Clash. I can slow time early by getting in their face and freaking them out. We're not playing to kill them. We're just playing to waste time, which I think is a big thing that a lot of players don't use to their advantage as much as they could. Most people, at least in like North America, they just try to kill them all. Every single time, attack, defense, they're running at people. They're not playing the time, and the time is half the game. Like, this is an entire playstyle that you can have. This is entire meta you can use. Is just wasting time until they lose. This is what you see in Pro League. You see some teams that are super aggressive on defense, and that's a valid way to play. And you have some teams that just play into the time, try to waste time, you know, or teams that do both and switch between the two. So it's really good to be able to use that time to your advantage and have it as an option when you play the game, because you don't want to just have one strategy at the end of the day. Now, I can place my shield here. Quick peek off the shield. There we go. That's a freebie. Now I hear them coming like that main stairs window, so I'm gonna rotate down there just to check it out. I can also go get a stim if I wanted, which wouldn't be a bad idea. Can I get a stim, dog? Leave that vert. Careful of that. Running this far away for a stim is not ideal, but I could also push up and kind of support my doc. Now, this guy's lobby, again, we're just going to waste time. If he wants to give me freebies, great. I just got to be careful of this pinch coming from the Ying, which is what I was a little concerned about. Put this down. As you can see, they can't really do much, and I can pre-fire off this shield at my will. So I choose when to peek them, which is the nice part here. I'm just wasting time. They're going to Ying me. They're going to run at me. They can do whatever they want. Why? So I can just turn the shield on and place it down. And now I know they're not going to reach me in time. So even if he Yings me, I know I'm safe. There's that quick peek. Just very free. The power of Clash, everyone. Just super, super broken operator. People say she's not that good, but like, when I can line you up and put you down in 0.2 seconds and you can do absolutely nothing about it, I think that's a pretty solid operator. At this point, I don't even need to flank. I just need to stay alive. If I stay alive, we win. They're working vert. I just have to make sure they don't drop and kill me. I do have to be careful of 90 Hall because it could come from either or. I'm going to get back into sight the other way. Just careful if they are trying to lurk over here to sneak in the backside.
1 op 4 remaining.
We do have that ping. So again, I don't even need to peek. I'm just going to slow him down. Just going to keep wasting his time. Try to get into sight and plant. That's the goal. I could put the shield down and try to peek him. But if I do that and somehow this guy slams me, the rest of my team could throw. So I'm going to secure the win by simply staying alive. Goyo is now holding that, so I can hold this side now, because again, this guy has to get into the bomb site and plant the bomb, which he can't do from the 3rd floor. So that is pretty much a guaranteed round win. So Clash, very, very effective operator for stalling time. If you play players that bait outside the map forever, run the time stall ops, run the Clash, run the Echo, run the Azami, whatever it is that slows them down and makes them work to get into the site. Maybe it's wall denial, right? Wall denial is essentially the most basic form of wasting time. People think wall denial is the most essential thing in this game, but realistically, if they are a good team, they're going to open the wall eventually. You are slowing them down with the Two-Bro, the Cade, the Bandit, but if they're underneath and they're clearing that stuff off, they're going to get the wall open. So instead of trying to slow down time on the wall, why don't you try to do it later in the round with other operators? Just a different approach to the same thing that you probably already do that you might not just realize. So try it out yourself. I would really, really recommend it. We are switching to the attack now. So again, same thing as the first round, feeling out the other team, seeing what they're doing. I'm probably going to play pretty slow, maybe just like a little support operator to help my team. Maybe I'll play the ace, honestly, since we were talking about how overpowered and strong he is, just so we can get a little bit of an idea of as to why that is. I'm sure you guys probably already know. You guys are all pretty smart, despite the fact that you're still stuck in bronze. I know, yeah, called out. I know you guys know. It's the matter of actually doing it, because realistically, you guys can sit here, watch this video, and say, all of that makes sense. I understand all of that. At the end of the day, it's applying that knowledge to your game and building up the habits, because I have habits, right? I've built these habits over playing the game for a long time, you know, for 10 years. So it's not just a matter of like, oh, I can do this thing and learn it in a day. I can play exactly like Poxonlox. I mean, realistically, you can get to that point. You know, I don't have any crazy mechanics or like a giant brain or anything, okay? It's just that I have the experience and I have the, not the muscle memory, but almost like the mind memory, right? Where it's like, I see this, I just know the answer already because I have studied and seen these things before. So they have the Bandit, they have the Valk. I'm going to just try and open up outer walls. Open up outer walls. I'm a hard breacher. I'm going to open up walls. If they had a mirror, I'd probably try to get that too. So we're going to push over here. Careful of spawn peaks. A lot of people will spawn peek as well. This is already soft, so I don't even have to hard breach it. But I might need to hard breach the site wall. I'm just going to hold this for Ace in case he swings. There we go. So just, or sorry, for Buck. So I'm just protecting my teammate, covering him by holding an angle. Very, very simple. Claymore into the doorway. If they rip it down, they will probably die to that. This guy's already really, really deep in, so I'm just going to push with him. I know he says he's going to play slow. Careful the flank. Now let's check this wall out. They do have the head holes, which is interesting that he didn't buck it. I'm gonna slow down here. My Buck's holding this. If he gets flanked, like if I push with him here, the only way we really die is if we get flanked, right? But if they're pushing directly at him, he's gonna shoot them as he just did. So or die. I mean, he could just die, but not much I can do there. He's in the bomb site, so he just died to a throwing shot. That's actually crazy. At this point, we have the Bandit. I am a little concerned about the flank still. I'm just gonna probably hold this Bandit for now. Just a very passive angle. Hold it a little wide. If I hold it too tight, I'll miss my bullets. As you can see, I had to flick to his head. I was trying to show you guys an example of that. But I have no cover right now, so this is not an ideal gunfight. I'm going to see if he moved back yet. Figure out where he went. He is still in that electrical room, so pushing this, it's not really an advantage for me since I'm pushing into him. But what I could try to do is push through the site and get behind it, but then he might have crossfires on me. So at this point, I think I'm just going to rotate. I think I'm just going to rotate main breach, try to do something else. I don't know if Thermite got this wall. If he did, that's going to be great. He did. Okay, so now we're going to use our drone that we have in sight to figure out where the rest of them are. I'm not going to jump my drone because it makes a lot of noise. So you see that Bandit electrical? We have one Raptors. I'm going to drop the breach down and try to kill them. I might be able to sneak in here. Oh, he was left side Raptor as well. I actually thought he was on the other side just from the audio. I was clearly wrong. So that's a case where like maybe droning into Raptors after I drop would be a good idea when he doesn't peek me right away and I know I'm safe to drone. Probably droning there would be good so I know exactly where the smoke is, and then I know the last one's that Bandit. But, you know, that's okay. It's the way she goes, right? Okay, so now we know, you know, they have a really weak site setup, right? There's not a lot of holes. There was nobody on site when I actually droned it, right? There was a guy Raptors and the guy Electrical, the Bandit in the smoke, of course. So that, like right there, if Buck wins his gunfight on Bandit and he holds him off, I can just go plant Pillar. Because we lost the Buck, we lost the pressure, we lost the angles. It's all good. But the moral of the story is their site setup is weak. We can try to take advantage of that. And they also give up a lot of space. So we took all that stuff for free. Buck was super deep. We also learned that my team is very aggressive. That Buck, right? That Buck is something we can play off of. We realize, oh, Buck's going to play super aggressive. We can follow him up, get his trade, cover him as you saw with the first kill, etc. So this is something that we can take a specific example and work with it. So I could pick like Dokkaebi. I could pick Dokkaebi and push with Buck. I could pick Lion or Finka and push with Buck. I could bring a Shield and push with Buck, or a Nomad. I think a Nomad might be the best option of them all. I can then just air jab the flank and focus on pushing with him. So I'm going to see where he spawns, spawn with him, and follow him around the entire round, which is something that is very common in ranked, especially in these like middle ranks or even low ranks where you have like super aggressive people. You see he's 8-2. Like he's doing fine. He's winning gunfights despite the fact that he's not droning at all. This is something that you'll probably want to learn to counter as a defender. You know, Capcan, a great example. He's going to walk through the map and hit your traps or a Frost or a Legion or whatever, and then playing off of that info. Let's see what he actually does. So yeah, I'm just going to follow him up, air drop the flanks, and push with them. You see they are basement now. They could be kitchen technically, but most people will just go basement, so I'm just assuming at this point that they're basement. I'm not hearing anything kitchen side, so they will probably be basement. I do want to try and just see what operators they have, what they're holding. They have no map presence whatsoever, so this is like a perfect rush opportunity. You could rush and drop the hatch, but because they're all on site and because their skill's pretty low, they're not really, it seems like they're not really aware, you know, what to hold and what is going on, which makes them more worried about their immediate gunfight. So these guys kind of would be ready for a rush in a way. Like they're probably sitting in sight thinking we can be in the site right now. So they're just sitting there holding random stuff, waiting for us to actually get to that point. It does give up a lot of map control, which isn't ideal for them, but you know, they are prepared to a certain extent. It's just not It's not like a hold the entire map extent, if that makes sense. So it looks like we're going very direct here. We have this guy on the shield, which is good to know. I'm just going to drone for my team. I can air jab this guy, actually. I can also air jab this. I'm going to flashbang this guy. And then I'm going to air jab him. Then I'm going to push in off that. There's no echo there. And there's the door. Oh, my team's not holding the door. Okay. My teammates were behind me, so I was kind of expecting them to hold the door, but that's cool. That's cool. They can win this. There's that air jab. Very nice. I mean, the Nomad's great even if you're not playing flank watch, as you can see. Just play them aggressively, push in off of them. I probably should have broke that barbed wire or even just slow down a little bit. We could have just set up for a plan. I just wanted to capitalize on that lone defender on site while I had the opportunity. And honestly, I thought the air jab was going to hit him. Anyway, there you go. Think like a champion. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. We'll see you on the next one, boys. Peace.